Faith Church, I hope you are well. Today I have a chore to do. I'm going to lay some sod in a piece of ground that has had a hard time um, producing grass. And I've actually never laid sod before. I've done a lot of work with lawns, but always I've always used seed, and it feels like I'm going to be cheating today because somebody else has done the work and they've got these big lush sections of grass that I'm just gonna stick down, and in about an hour I'll have a lawn where there is just dirt now. Um, when you take seed like this, I've got some grass seed here. You've got to you gotta you gotta dig, you gotta plant it, you gotta water it, and it takes really weeks, if not months, for the seed to develop into a lawn. And I was thinking about that today. That it's a lot like the Christian life in some ways. We can't just take the work of someone else and put it onto ourselves. Each one of us individually has to do the work of growth. There's a verse in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 3, where Paul says it's neither he who plants nor he who waters that is anything, but only God that makes things grow. And of course, in our lives, it is ultimately God that makes things grow. But we have a role as the gardener, as the farmer. Jesus used so many examples and parables and teachings from the world of agriculture, partly because the world he lived in, but it's universal. We all know what that's like. You can't just, even sod requires work. And in our lives, there is effort that we put in day after day to be in the Word, to pray, to practice generosity, to take Sabbath. And in these things, slowly, it's in my life at least, it's been always slow. The growth happens. There's no looking at the work that someone else has done in the spiritual life and then taking that and putting it on ourselves. We can learn from others, but ultimately we have to. There's no shortcuts in that. Tomorrow, Sunday morning, the text. We got two more sessions left in 1 John, and we're going to be looking at a really powerful passage from 1 John 5, verses 13 to 17. Really would encourage you to read it today or tomorrow morning before worship and reflect and really think about what John is saying here. It's about prayer. And John is making a bold statement here that if we go and pray to God and learn to pray to God according to his will, that he will always hear us and that he will always give us what we ask for. It's really a bold teaching, and we're going to get into it some tomorrow. I know this is a time, like all times, when we are facing challenges in our lives, in our world, and we are learning to pray. And so looking forward to sharing with you some insights I believe that I've been given this week, and would love to know that you're also reflecting on what God's going to teach you from this text. If you get a chance, today's readings are Genesis chapter 21, the birth of Isaac, and a really beautiful story about Hagar that happens there. And then Psalm 30 is the psalm for today, and I encourage you to read those as well. We worship at 10 o'clock tomorrow, and you can go online, of course, and just log in that way. I encourage you to invite others to join us, and it will be good to be together. Whatever this day brings, I pray that you will know the blessing of the grace and peace of Christ and the love of God, who is our Father, and the fellowship of the Spirit. Good to be with you.